Match night in the Champions League, back at Old Trafford. Our first game at Old Trafford in the Champions League since the Solskjaer era. I mean, actually, Ranić/Solskjaer era a couple of years ago. Oh my God, I remember that season very, very well. This is your road trip, by the way, people. The United Stand. I'm Adam. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Get your comments in below as always and let me know what you think about this game. Let me know where your head is at. But yeah, going back to them couple of years ago, I remember the games. Remember the Villarreal, the Atalanta, the Ronaldo bailout, basically. It was like Ronaldo was keeping Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in a job by scoring goals. Everyone knows my opinion on Ronaldo. That season was that season. It all went tits up after Ten Hag took control, and we know what happened last year, so let's forget about that. But I just feel like it's going to be the same. So I'm bringing it up. It feels like it's going to be snatch and grab football for United in the Champions League. I tweeted out this morning already, I feel like Manchester United, if we don't get the win tonight, we're out of the Champions League. And some people say that's a bit of a bold shout, Adam, considering who else is in the group. But when I look at it and you go to what Ten Hag has been saying, and it's just a little gripe I've got with Ten Hag at the moment. I love Ten Hag and he is the way forward for United. But he has lost some of that ruthlessness. He's lost that bite in dealing with things, I feel. I don't know what's happened over the summer, but there was a little bit of a change in Ten Hag, and he's become more Unitified, as I called it. I made that copyright. That's my word, Unitified. That's what United do to people. They get that year, and it's all hunky-dory and great, and then all of a sudden, they go into the next summer, and it just goes like, what's going on? It's like you've just put on a United blazer, and you are part of United and the Glazers. I'm not saying that is Ten Hag and he wants standards, but he keeps going on about the character. And he's talking about it's about the character of the team now. And I'm like, Eric, I could tell you the character of this team. You've seen the character of this team when we go behind in games like last season, big games. We can't keep saying the same things is what I'm saying. Like, the character has been tested and it's shown through. A leopard never changes its spots. It's still going to get that sort of same result. You're still going to have that weakness within the mentality of these players when the going gets tough. Can you change a player's can you make a player better on the pitch? Can you physically make him better? Can you give him a bit more technical ability, skill, improve him, stamina and everything like that? Yes, of course you can. But can you rid them memories of an absolute collapse or a meltdown in a game or a bottle job moment from yesteryear or a season gone by? You can't. It takes a certain character to be able to forget about the bad. It does. It takes a world-class player to forget about the negative side of football and not let it get on top of them. Manchester United have got quite a few of these players that go hiding, I feel, not willing to take that risk, not willing to take that chance when the chips are down. They're worried about what the crowd reaction is going to be on a match day because they tried to play the harder ball rather than keeping it simple. And I said this in my vlog after the game, and I was very angry with a lot of other United fans after the Palace game. No one wants to take that risk anymore. They're all protecting themselves, and they don't want to be the player that is the one that's being shouted at by the fans because he played the 40-yard pass instead of keeping it simple. If you keep it simple, you give the opposition time to settle and build and be in position. If you play the ball quickly or you play that riskier ball, then they're not going to be able to settle quickly. They're always going to be thinking, and ultimately they're always going to be looking over their shoulder as a defender and as a whole team as a setup as well. When you've got a team like Palace that come to town and you're passing the ball around 77% possession in front of them, sideways, backwards, sideways, I'm just going to be like, as a defender, I can see every single move of every player because they're all in front of me. They're just strolling it around at the back. I can see Rashford. I know what he's going to do. I'm ready. No problem. We've got cover. No one's making that move. No one's taking that risk. And no one's playing that ball or just being that one player that goes past the player. I mean, and it's the same again tonight with Galatasaray. They'll know exactly how to play against Manchester United. They're not bothered about having the ball. They've got skillful players that can do damage to Manchester United on the break. And like I said, this game, if we don't win it, I don't think we're going to be able to get through this group. And worst case scenario is we're back in the Europa League. Don't want to be there. And like I said, I will be asking the question tonight. If Manchester United do not win this game, do I want to be in the Europa League or completely out and come bottom of this group? That's where my head's going to be at, and I can't help it. Why? Because I know this team. I know these players. I know what they're like when the pressure is on. They can be absolutely brilliant. And they need to be tonight, because if they don't get the points tonight, I don't fancy us away at Galatasaray. I don't fancy us at home to Bayern Munich. And there's another, point max from them games? 2 points? That's not enough. So we'll be looking at 1 point if we get a draw tonight. Worst case scenario, we lose. What we're looking at, beating Copenhagen twice. I mean, let's be honest. Has anyone really got their house on United winning Copenhagen away the way we're playing at the moment? I mean, you look at it, and what is it so far this season? 5 defeats already? I mean, another one tonight, and then you are starting to hit the panic button. You're starting to go, wow. It's already our worst start since 1989 in the league. Double defeat in the Champions League isn't going to go down well with his fan base. With everything else going on, so Jim Radcliffe news that's going around at the moment about coming in and buying a minority stake in Manchester United. I mean, ultimately, if that does come off, we're up shit creek without a paddle. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I am worried if Sir Jim Radcliffe takes charge of Manchester United. I've just been listening to financial experts and people who have spoken to Jim Radcliffe and everything about him. He's not coming into Manchester United to invest and lose money. He's not going to start spending his own money. His coffers won't hold Manchester United up. He's not about to put everything he's got into United and help us challenge with the likes of City and Newcastle and other teams that are actually run well. He wants to make money off United. He's a businessman. It's the Glazers, and it's a British Glazer. That's what he is. So Jim Radcliffe is a British Glazer. He's not stupid. He's a businessman. He doesn't live in the country. He's not going to be coming over to Old Trafford week in, week out. He's just looking at this as an investment and wants to make money off it. Again, United being used as a cash cow. Honestly, there's going to be... If he comes in, who is going to pay for the training ground, the stadium? There's not enough. The only investment United are going to get is in the playing squad. And that's great, isn't it? It's all right. It may keep us afloat, but it's not good enough. United need to be earning mega money, and that brings tonight into the picture even more, because going out the Champions League in the group stages will be embarrassing. It will be a financial disaster for us for what we can get from the Champions League this season. And you know what? Some people will say, to that point, Adam, maybe it is good that we do go out and it does show what we really are, and the Glazers can't get any money out of United and are forced just to sell. But then I look at it and I go, well, it does look likely now that Sheikh Jassim's bid is not going to be accepted unless he comes in with like another $1 billion. The Glazers staying, and maybe Sir Jim Radcliffe coming in and buying out the stake of the other 4 siblings of the Glazer family, looks like a reality. I hate it. I despise it. But I have to be honest and say that looks like something that will happen. That is a likely outcome in all of this, because Joel and Avram want to stay. So United in the Champions League, out of the Champions League, it all falls into insignificance right now. All we've got to look at is maybe cheering our team on to a win. The future of this football club looks bleak right now, but we're still going to carry on supporting the team week in, week out, aren't we? And going to the games and hoping that they can get it together. And maybe, luckily, one manager, hopefully it's Ten Hag, finds that little bit, that solution. But while you've got the Glazers, Sir Jim Radcliffe sort of characters in, the money-making people, Marcus Rashford has to stay in the team. Marcus Rashford is the pin-up boy. He is a massive asset to Manchester United. People come to see Marcus Rashford. We've got massive groups of thousands outside Old Trafford, like posters being held in the air. Come here, wait here. Meeting points for tourism, for attractions to come and watch a Manchester United game. This all has to keep happening at the football club. I've gone completely off on a tandem about what is going on right now, but it's hard not to worry and talk about other things going on off the pitch. On the pitch, I mean, honestly, Ten Hag needs to get a grip of this team. He needs to get that iron fist back into his nature again and start punishing these players. Be holding these players accountable for their poor performances. Rashford will play tonight. I'm pretty certain of it. I'm still not fully on board with the Bruno sort of hatred alongside Rashford. Why them two are being put together, I do not know. I understand people can get frustrated when we lose and he plays that pass, but I've just made a case for being that player who's willing to take that risk. If you start getting Bruno to play square passes, you're just turning him into Scott McTominay. You cannot take away the quality of a player just because you want him to play a certain way and not take a risk. We bought Bruno Fernandes for a reason. He's one of the few players at Manchester United that is still playing the same way that he played when he came into the club. Manchester United changed everybody else. It's what we do. A player comes in. It's like Onana comes in. I'll use the prime example. Onana came in. I'm thinking he's going to be off his line, playing sweeper, keeper. I've not seen him do it once. Why do players change when they come to United? Why do they not play the way that they played, which attracted us to them in the first place for bringing them into United? Why do we do this to players? This is the virus that is Manchester United. Ten Hag is a part of this. He is. I'm not solely blaming him, but I just want him to get that ruthlessness back that he had last season. It's like, Rashford, you're not doing it, mate. Garnacho's playing. Suck it up. Come show me when you come off the bench that you are number one still. You need them reminders. That's how I would look at it. I mean, in terms of the team, we know how it's going to be. It's probably going to be the same back four again because Reguilon's not fit. Some people are shouting for Maguire to come in and replace Lindelof. He was poor for the goal against Crystal Palace. Should Maguire come in alongside Varane in this game? Lindelof has been poor, let's be honest. And if I'm going to stick to what I'm saying in terms of dropping players and then being held accountable for poor performances, then really, old Slabhead has to come back in the team, doesn't he? I know you're all choking on your cornflakes or whatever you're eating, whatever part of the world you're in right now, your lunch, dinner, whatever. Maguire, Adam, what are you talking about? Honestly, could it be any worse than what Lindelof is at the moment? Or anyone else in this team? Let's not forget, man, we're looking down the barrel of our 6 defeat if we lose tonight of the season already. We've only just got through September. Something needs to change. Something drastically needs to change. The only thing that we can hope for change is on the pitch. We got no control of what happens off it, except just looking at it from afar and basically bricking it. That's what I'm doing right now as a United fan. Everything else on the pitch, down to you, Eric. Come on, just go inside, locate your balls and return them to the sack. I know that's kind of cringy and I'm sorry if you are eating right now, but that's where I'm at. Eric, please come back. Be the manager you was last season and start acting on these poor performances. Don't make excuses for him. We're with you, Eric, all the way. Don't worry about the players. You just be the manager and make sure that they know who's in charge. And you give them players that deserve a chance in this team. That's all I'm asking. Like, share and subscribe, everybody. Let me know what you think. Like I said at the start, get your comments in below. How are you feeling? What you think is going to happen tonight? Honestly, I couldn't. I've gone for 1-0 United. That's my prediction. Let me know what you think, people. Drop it in. Give the video a like, guys. Cheers for watching. As always, I'm out of here.